Sup, Devils? J-Dog back and answer more goddamn questions. Questions we're going over today are on the fucking video. 3 weeks ago, still, goddamn it. Seems like we can never get past that goddamn 3 week mark, even though as hard as I'm trying. When canoes come over here calling me a gatekeeper, that screams to me you're a poser. Yep, sure motherfucker does. Didn't prove shit. What is this all at the top? The Black Ram. Archgoat sends Mortician home on a stretcher, brah. I don't know about that, but Archgoat sends Mortician home on a stretcher. Highly disagree with that fucking statement. However, that's actually a pretty good shit. We can do that. Was it Ricky Jones is always putting them album battles? Let's do band battles. Let's do a total. Put them in there. Don't be a fucking pussy either. Who do you prefer, Mortician or fucking Archgoat? Thing is, that's gonna be a little slightly annoying. Is that probably a lot of the fucking 15-year-olds are gonna come in here and say Mortician, which it's not their fault. They weren't around the early 2000s. I get that. It's just the Mortician hype that is slightly annoying because still kind of fair though, because when Archgoat came back, they was the first comeback album, was that Horror Bethlehem? When they're, we're back, we'll claim they've been around for fucking 35 years or whatever it is now, which they haven't, but that's what they'll claim, I'm sure. I think it was Horror Bethlehem. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the second one? But I remember when they came back, and that was early 2000s. There was a lot of hype for them then too. So hype for Archgoat, hype for Mortician. Yeah, I guess it's still kind of fucking fair. So yeah, put it in there. Who do you guys prefer, fucking Mortician and Archgoat? Who sends who home on a stretcher? It's a pretty good one. The reason why I think is because both bands had, at least at the time, cult kind of like status. Mortician definitely come back over here saying anything fucking stupid about Mortician. They definitely fucking did it in 2001 down, for fucking sure. I should know. I was there, goddammit. So don't come over here fucking saying anything dumb as fuck. And both bands, I could see why somebody would not like either band. For example, like my only complaint about Archgoat is kind of like you have one thing, you have it all. So what I own is my favorite thing is the Jesus Spawn demo, and then I have the Angel Cunt 12-inch max. I think it's Picture Disc one, maybe an LP, maybe one of the repress LPs, maybe probably one of the repress LPs, but on 12-inch Picture Disc, and it's good. I like the stuff. I especially like the vocals. That's what I like the most. But after that, I was like, the songs kind of blur together to me. But looking at it unbiasedly, I can 100% see how someone would say, well, fuck you, fucking hypocrite. Mortician songs blur together too. And they do. I could just kind of tell them apart. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not to the degree where if somebody put all Mortician's tracks on shuffle and shit, could I identify every fucking song? Fuck no. But if I was like to look at the track list and I was, okay, I recognize like if it was Dr. Gore or something like that, I would pick up on it. But certain songs I would, like Zombie Apocalypse, I'd easily pick up on it. If it was just completely on shuffle. And I'm talking about even without the intro. So you cack the intros because that's kind of a cheat sheet. But if it was just music only, or if it was live with no intros, I'd be able to identify Zombie Apocalypse title track, Chainsaw Dismemberment title track, Necro Cannibal title track, probably Stab, Drown in Your Own Blood, the title track Domain of Death, others, Audra would be another one I'd be able to identify. So there'd be definitely ones. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, all of them no. And then part of it is because it's nothing to even do with the songs kind of blurring together. A lot of the like really brutal like grindcore bands, like I wouldn't be able to identify like every Birdflesh song on shuffle, every Hemorrhage song on shuffle. It's kind of an extreme. It'd be kind of a tall order to do. You know what I mean? And not to mention, my memory is drawn blank with a lot of titles and stuff, titles on albums, titles on songs, because I have so many, and it's all it's all about gore and Satan and shit. That it should be, goddammit. Don't want to be hearing anything fucking no canoe-ness in my goddamn metal singing about fucking basketball or something stupid as flying ass fuck. So yeah, those are the topics I prefer. But let's call it like it is. It does start to kind of fucking blur together. But yeah, so since both bands, you can make the argument the shit blurs together. Who you put the poll in there? Fucking who do you think? Mortician or goddamn Archgoat? I mean, Mortician's my fucking pick. Granted, a slight bias too. I heard them. That was a life changing band for me. I heard them probably about the fifth death metal band in. I always say, yeah, Cannibal Corpse was the first one I heard. I'm almost positive the second death metal band I heard was Morbid Angel. Then after that, it was either Deicide or Suffocation. I want to say, maybe Vader. but Mortician was like right in there then, like very, very, very early on. Like I definitely heard Mortician before I heard Immolation or Sinister, for example. It was solely on accident. I believe it was Chase that picked up the first CD. Probably bought it from like Camelot or something. It was definitely hacked up for barbecue, and I instantly loved it. So and then yeah, so it had to have been prior to '99 because the first time I saw him was in 1999, the Chainsaw Dismemberment tour, and I already owned all the albums and shit. How do I know? Because I had them fucking sign them, the ones up to date, Will and Roger. So I definitely owned them all at the time. So you figure probably heard them in 97, 98, at least a solid year because again, I was a kid. Yeah, I was working and shit at that age, but funds were limited. So the fact that I owned all of them by 99, at least over a year and ahead of time. So slightly biased, but yeah, curious who would win the fucking goddamn battle, the band battle. Goddamn it's fucking Archgoat or Mortician. Put them in there. I better see at least 30 fucking poll tolls, or otherwise I'm gonna be highly disappointed. You guys comment. You see the videos. Every video gets over 1,000 views in the first 24 hours. Asking for 30 motherfucking goddamn votes that ain't a tall goddamn order. More is even better. Keep them going, goddamn. Get a thread going. Maybe it'd be Ricky Jones or somebody that gets the goddamn thread going. Put it in there, goddamn it, or just leave it as your comment, and then we'll have somebody tally it up. All the way at the bottom, the first question marks. Life Eternal, question marks. By the way, was it you? I can't remember the user IDs. Life Eternal, was it you that I met at Metal Threats? You had all the patches and you had the goddamn. His story was, put it in there if that wasn't you or not, or whoever it was. Say, no, that was me, J-Dog, but I'm pretty sure it was Life Eternal, and I forget your real goddamn name. But we're talking a while, and he was the one that had the story. He was at work. Says he's around a bunch of fucking canoes and shit. Obviously, they're playing horrible ass, garbage ass music, as expected to be. And I guess one time he got to fucking put some tune skis on, and he put Cannibal Corpse on. He said the bleeding, and he's like, one song in. When he said one song in, I'm going to automatically assume that it was the song Staring Through the Eyes of the Dead, because it's the first song on there, unless he went 4/4 on a few tracks. Maybe he put on I Don't Fuck with a Knife and Pulverized. But he's like, yeah, made it a half track in, and the boss said, and I quote, shut that fucking Megadeth garbage off. I think I got it. Did I get it right? Goddamn it! So was it you that you Life Eternal? I'm matching it up because I will say I enjoyed meeting everybody at the goddamn Metal Threat Fest and had a good time talking to everybody and met tons of fucking cool people. But yeah, you were probably my favorite. You're probably the one that I enjoyed talking to the most, that I jived with the most, I would say. Anyways, this goddamn question mark. Besides Venom, who do you think is the most influential extreme band of all time? So, as much as I would have to say I mean, as far as most influential metal bands of all time, it would have to be Metallica, right? And after that, probably Slayer. I guess it would really depend a little bit on what your definition of extreme is. For example, you can make the argument Slayer because at the time it kind of was an extreme. You know what I mean? Show No Mercy, Hell Awaits, singing about Satan. I mean, you ask anybody that was there at that time, and I know I've talked to many that bought that Show No Mercy in '83 and Hell Awaits when it came out. When was Hell Awaits? I think 85, 84, 85. They would tell you, dude, that shit was extreme back then. So if you count that, Slayer. Well, let me just give a few more examples in case you're like, fucking Slayer ain't extreme. Maybe Possessed Seven Churches, as far as going by all it influenced throughout the entire scene. Seven Churches, Reek of Putrefaction, Altars of Madness, Bathory, of course. That would be definitely Bathory. That might even be next in line after Venom and Slayer. Celtic Frost, I would say that because people would argue. I mean, hell, you heard my Gene interview, Angel Corpse, Persian Temple, Malefic Throne, all that. He considers To Megatherion kind of what started death metal, you know what I mean? And I have heard that argument. Like I've done an earlier video, Dawn of the Dead always said Hellhammer's death metal. The first death metal in existence is the Hellhammer demos. That's what he always said. And I'm not saying I 100% agree with that, but I see where they're coming from because it wasn't thrash. I guess kind of early black metal. That's kind of what I guess I always considered it was early stage black metal. When I think of like early tier black metal, I think of Venom, Merciful Fate, Celtic Frost, kind of like what was coined at that as a time, and then Bathory, of course, as well. So I'll put Celtic Frost in there because that was more of an. I mean, it was definitely more extreme than stuff like Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, things like that. It was darker and on on the side of darkness and evil, right? But yeah, I mean, obituary, slowly to rot, and of course, you can't deny cannibal. I mean, they were later on, but I mean, for fuck's sakes, who do you guys think? Who do you think influenced more bands? Now, I'll say this: Cannibal influenced more shitty bands. If you put them on, who do you think influenced more bands? Possessed, Seven Churches, for example, like I said earlier, or Cannibal Corpse? I mean, I'm going to go out on a fucking whim. I think as a whole, Cannibal Corpse influenced more metal bands to start up than, I mean, especially shit like Butchered at Birth and shit. Look at the early 90s. That was a big complaint. A lot of the black metal guys I know in Cleveland is that why they kind of stopped listening to death metal. Like, dude, like by 1992, dude, remember he was actually even Dave from fucking Void Meditation Cult, original Manticore singer. He said it to me. He's like, dude, by then, he's like, everybody wanted to sound like Butchered at Birth and Effigy of the Forgotten. He's like, that's why I kind of stopped paying attention to death metal and was going more towards black metal. He says, this shit all sounds the same. So that alone, now again, whether you like it or not, that's influencing a shitload of fucking bands. Suffocation would be very influential too. But of all of them, I mean, of all, extreme music, I guess, of who influenced the most bands, do you guys think it's Cannibal? I'm not saying it is, but, and I'm talking like, unfortunately, even influence a bunch of garbage that I don't fucking like a lot of deathcore that exists. They probably were influenced by Cannibal as much as I fucking hate to admit it. Maybe not, but it is a strong possibility. So I'm talking about across the board, influencing music, metal music as a whole. Shit I like, don't like, indifferent on. Who do you think is the most influential extreme metal bands? I mean, all the bands I kind of mentioned. I mean, those got to be kind of like the ones fighting for first place, right? Jordan Silly always answers Chris' question. Did you ever watch Howard Stern and Jerry Springer in the 90s? Nah, not really. Howard Stern, I don't think I've ever officially watched, maybe seen 10 seconds of it. Jerry Springer, the only episodes I kind of saw were some of the Ku Klux Klans ones. Thought those were kind of funny. Most of that shit is, dude, I can't even like. Because when people start talking about topics, which it's kind of funny because a lot of people in the metal scene do too, which I just steer my head away from it. When people just start talking about this gay rights, transgenders, politics, COVID shots, all these, that's just all mainstream fucking just grab my barf bag fucking topics. In the 90s, whatever the mainstream topics were going on that too, that's what Jerry Springer would have. I'm not interested in mainstream fucking topics. The things that J Dog cares about in life is metal, bodybuilding, death, and Satan. Things of that nature. Not trendy ass, stupid ass shit that they talk. If it's on the news, I don't care about it. Like flat out, I just don't care about it. So kind of like a commercial outlet like Springer or something like that. Because I mean, I don't either one of those guys even still around. I'm going to assume like Howard Stern. I mean, what's he possibly talking about? I'm sure that lingo gets brought up. Those stupid ass topics. It's just nothing wrong with it if you like it or whatever. I don't care. It's just for me, I just have zero interest. It's as interesting to me as just sitting at fucking just staring at goddamn drywall. It's as interesting to me as that. So when people start talking about that shit, I'm like, dude, I don't even care. Like, I don't even want to hear about this. It's literally giving me a fucking headache. It's outside the topics I mentioned. There's other topics I find cool. I find like aliens and outer space cool. I'm not dead set on I believe it or not. I just find it interesting. Um, find dinosaurs interesting ever since I was a kid too. I don't know. It's always thought they're fucking cool. There's other things outside, so I'm not a complete fucking stick up the ass, stick in the mud. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I mean, if it's the trendy topics, man, I don't fucking care. I just don't. Fuck is this shitload of question marks? Took up so many goddamn question marks. I had to read more tag. Nate Red. Post my question marks ever seen in my life. Question for J Dogs. Gotta read this off. Hopefully it's nothing fucking stupid either. God damn it. There's enough content on your channel by now to create a fairly accurate uh, AI vocal model to impersonate you. Would you be opposed to somebody perpetuating your likeness to make endless J-Dog video content posthumously? I'm not sure I understand the question, but you're basically saying maybe make like videos about me and doing undertones and like vocals. I don't give a shit. I mean, actually prefer it. Yeah, make as many videos about me as you possibly can. I'm all for it. I love when people make videos about me or put me in the reference. Just always if you do, whether it be whoever, Goatman or whoever, put the goddamn link in there because I don't know about this shit until people tell me. Like I said it a million times, the Chris Barnes rap battle. I didn't know it until 3-4 days after until Scott and I he texted me it. I didn't know about it. So Yeah, I love when people make videos about me, but put the link in one in like the most current video because I always check the comments. Well, I check the comments minimally at least so I get the goddamn video to do the questions. So at least put it in there so I know about it. But yeah, make all the fucking videos you want. It's cool with me. Harry Quinn, what's the T-shirt, dog? Question marks. In this video, I'm wearing the Almighty, and I said mighty, goddamn lurking corpses. If you still haven't checked them out, go over and check them out. If you like fucking punk mixed with metal, it's right up your goddamn alley. That fucking jams like a mofo. Sends out all this fucking boring ass, just this again death metal that come out in the last 5 fucking years. Home on a stretcher. That shit's got some fucking goddamn just catchiness and like fuck yeah, fucking something refreshing. Goddamn it, at least for me, anyways. Derek Kowalski, he's got one question mark, but kind of a fucking book. He's asking about horror flicks. Not a big horror guy, to be honest with you. I know that fucking disappointed some people, but I mean, don't be wrong, I like some horror movies, but I'm definitely not in the loop as far as underground horror movies and shit like that, as opposed to I am to metal. King Canoe 216 question marks. J Dog, can you explain to me what a meme is, bro? Asking the wrong goddamn fucking guy. Fuck if I know. Odin Sire. Gatekeepers are healthy and much needed. Anyone who whines about gatekeepers is a poser who never understood metal in the first place. I have to actually kind of fucking agree with that. 100%. Because at the very least, whether you agree with it or not, you should be able to at least understand why you don't want some fucking goddamn System of a Down fucking tool bag. One day we're in System of a Down, the next day we're in Cold Chamber, the day after that we're in Archgoat. It's just like, what? I mean, granted, not that they're not allowed to like it. It's just, I mean, do I even need to explain it? Anyone that just heard that, that's like, yeah, oh yeah, no, I don't want to see that. Fuck yeah, they get it. If you're like, oh, which one was that, big dog? It's fine. Um, Nothing wrong with you, but at the same time, kind of something wrong with you. Ronnie Barr, J Dog question: do you think that often bands just can't win with the fans? Give me some examples, bro. I'm not sure what we're talking about. If a band stays the course and maintains their original sound, well, I get where we're going now. Most fans might say they keep recording the same thing over and over. Yeah, aka fucking Mortician and goddamn Archgoat. Which I understand, but hey, my motto is don't fix what ain't goddamn broken, right? Try something new, then the band adds new elements to their next album. Then those same fans come back with this sucks. They should return to their roots. Damned if they do, damned if they don't. Yeah, I mean, but you could kind of keep it in the middle. For example, like I've said it a million times, like I have no problems with bands that kind of like they don't sound exactly like the first album, aka Deicide, Cannibal Corpse, um, like but the Invader. I mean, but they stuck true to what they're doing. They're still blast beats. They're still singing about the same goddamn topics. When they go way off the rails, like a Metallica or Carcass, Tiamat, then it's like, what the fuck, man? This is like you should have started a new band because this isn't. It's almost not fair to the fans because it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, if you're playing thrash metal, so it's kind of still stay thrash metal. Not to say you're not to want to throw a little bit of a try a little different things, maybe a different recording style, things like that. It doesn't have to sound exactly like the first album. I get that. So, and I never had a problem with that, but it's like it should still be in the same fucking realm of same goddamn music. You know what I mean? So that's my stance on it. But as far as the people whining and crying, whether it's all the same or they changed, at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck what anyone else thinks. But my take is, as long as they're staying true, it's at least respectable. Decker H. J Dog, I seriously need to hear exactly how serious Kanya and Don were about the gatekeeping. Like, what type of shit did they say or do that made them more harsh? They were more harsh. Well, to give you an idea, is I'm sure a lot of you guys watched. It seemed to be a fucking hit. Which was absolutely my favorite video to make. Was the Scott and Cyanide, if you want to call it an interview, it was more like just shooting the shit, which is kind of the way I like to keep it. Um, those type of comments, like Altars of Madness fucking sucks. Abominations only is real. Kanye was in that club too, by the way. Persecution Mania fucking sucks. Only the death metal albums such as In the Sign of Evil, Obsessed by Cruelty. Their words, not mine. Because I do like Persecution Mania. I like Persecution Mania. I like Agent Orange. I like Tapping the Vein. After that, to be honest, I'm a little fuzzy. Don't know much, but I've heard other ones. I'm like, oh, this is pretty fucking good. But the harshness, so they give you listen to that video, a lot of the things thrown in there, but it was more so, you know how I'd bring up bands and you get the clueless guys, again, talking about the Panteras, Cold Chambers, and like Slayer, Diabolus, and Musica. That was like, when you're talking to the Kanyes and the Dons back then, as far as their harshness, you didn't even bring stuff like that up. That was just no fucking shit. Why were we even talking about this? They would be ripping on, you like anything after the Vader demos? The albums? Deicide, that shit's garbage. Cannibal Corpse, they fucking suck. Carcass, anything after Symphonies, you're out of your fucking mind. Bathory? First three only. Granted, I like Bloodfire Death and not so much afterwards. Who else was a fucking outlandish one? Overkill, you're pretty much a fucking tool if you liked anything after Feel the Fire. Maybe Taking Over would get a goddamn pass. Maybe that's pushing it. Metallica, Ride the Lightning was absolutely pushing it. If you like Master of Puppets, which I do, goddammit, I even like Injustice for All. Actually, kind of even like the Black Album too. It's a total fucking puss fest. I agree, but I actually kind of enjoy it. For complete fucking wimps and canoes and sell out central, I get that. But enjoyability wise, I was like, it's pretty good. I mean, am I putting it on over Hemorrhage? No. Am I putting it on over fucking Beastal Machia, Crash Crushing Hammer Chainsaw? No. But I mean, I haven't listened to it probably about 5 years, but I enjoyed it every time I did. But yeah, if it was like Ride the Lightning was pushing it. Where was it cut off with Anthrax? I think Spreading the Disease was pushing it too. Like only the first Anthrax, which to me, I like the first Anthrax a lot, quite a bit actually. But Spreading the Disease is my favorite, especially songs like fucking Medusa and AIR. Phenomenal, my god. I like Among the Living quite a bit too after that. But I don't even think they'd make it to Among the Living. Exodus, that's where that if you liked anything by Bonded by Blood, you're practically stoned in the parking lot. What are you talking about? Sousa's the worst goddamn thrash vocalist in fucking history. So comments like that, harsh comments like that. What are some others? You didn't even dare bring up bands like Suffocation. They would just look at you like you're a fucking idiot. Why would you like that? Immolation, Dawn of Possession, and demos only. Everything else, complete fucking junk. What the fuck? Here and After's junk. I was like, that's my favorite one. Brah. Nailed to Gold. The first song on Here and After, Nailed to Gold. That is for sure one of my favorite death metal songs ever in history. And the guitar solo on that is definitely one of my favorite guitar solos ever. Love the lyrics too, goddammit. But yeah, they look at you, dude, Dawn of Possession. Holy, you hear all those fucking stupid guitar leads later on. What were they going? Mortician was only the demos and shit with the ones that got the drum machine. That's stupid. There's others too, but that's kind of the shit out here. So like, but when I bring up like the trendy stuff and I'm ripping on it, busting its balls, so that's all it is ball busting. At the end of the day, I don't give a flying fuck what anyone likes, to be completely honest with you. In case you haven't in case you haven't, I think some people finally picked up on that, especially with the this is probably primarily with the Scott Don interview. That I don't give a shit if he likes Cannibal Corpse or not. It's all good fucking fun. Like I like what I like, they like what they like, and that's the way it should be for everybody. But when I bust balls and they get all fucking offended, again, and it was over obvious shit to where anyone in the underground scene would know. Like I didn't need to ask fucking Gene from Perdition Temple, what do you think of Cold Chamber, bro? Probably like, this interview's over, dude. What the fuck are you asking me about shitty ass? Why would I even listen to that? Not saying he would say that, but it probably. He would. I don't even need to ask him to know he doesn't listen to that shit. You know what I mean? But when I would brought that up in the past, there would literally be people in the comments. There's a few guys saying it. What is this guy talking about? This gatekeeping idiot. I'm like, dude, you're clueless. You're completely fucking clueless. You're either 15 years old, or if you're older, you got into this shit extremely fucking recently and kind of by accident. Like you just so happen to stumble across it, and probably like very select few bands, because there's no goddamn way you could be saying that shit with a straight fucking face. At least I would fucking hope not. Comes with insurance, you know what the fuck to do. But the guy's boss can't answer in the morning. Later, goddammit.